Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. Again, it's Lee here on Super Dad TV, and today we are cooking sweet potatoes. Okay, the first thing to keep in mind when cooking your sweet potatoes is that we have to clean them up. These bad boys come straight out of a field and they're pretty dirty, and they need to get rid of all these little roots that are growing extra, the little knots, imperfections. And I mean, you don't want to be typically just eating off the ground. Even though they may be organic, some farmers still need to use some type of pesticides to keep their crops from being eaten by, the pest. So you want to clean them up and before you Okay, now that we have those all cleaned up and looking pretty good, you'll just bring that to your little baking pan and line it with some aluminum foil, and gonna have your stove preset at about 450 degrees, and you'll just slide those bad boys in the stove. And leave them there for about 45 minutes. So the good thing about sweet potatoes is that they are complex carbs, and the calorie count is not as important with a complex carb as it is with your other carbs, because it's slowly breaking down in your system and it's not turning into sugar so fast, and that sugar isn't being stored into fat, unlike your refined carbohydrates. So it is a very, very important carbohydrate to have for basically like a snack, and it's very filling to your system. You can eat a couple of those sweet potatoes and you're going to be full for at least 3-4 hours, and your calorie intake and your energy levels should be pretty steady over that time. And another thing that is good about it, it's a very low anti-inflammatory food, which may cause allergies and stuff like that inside your system that you're not really aware of, that is causing your body to not function properly on all other levels. So just something to think about. It's low on the glycemic index, and it's all around a really tasty little snack. It's almost as good as having a sweet potato pie without the crust. I generally tend to eat the skin with my sweet potatoes because it's full of all kind of different nutrients that are essential, and vitamins. So it's a really good idea to eat it, and I mean, it's pretty tasty also. So this is just another quick little recipe. As soon as they get finished baking, I bring them out for you, see how I finish it up. Okay, so this is our finished result, and the best way to know if that is done is to cut it with a knife and see how tender it is on the inside. Just kind of measure how easy it is for the knife to go through there. And if it's fairly simple, your sweet potato is all done. Okay, so when you're finished with your sweet potato, as far as preparing it to eat, what I like to do is put about 3 or 4 packets of stevia in the raw, which is basically kind of like a sugar substitute, something like Sweet and Low, but it's actually, this is a natural product, unlike Sweet and Low. So stevia is kind of like a complex sugar. It's not processing in your system as quickly as regular sugar from sugarcane would. So I would sprinkle a couple of packets over that, cut a few little indentions into the potato like I have here, and then add about a spoonful of butter over it, spread it over it, and to me it tastes as good as sweet potato pie. So thanks for joining me again with one of my recipes. If you like, please rate, comment, and subscribe.